Take note that if the Sun Scorpio reading does not resonate with you, you can check back to your moon and rising sign video. I have with me today the Radiant White deck. I have the Kippers for clarification should we need. And I'll be pulling a Black Dove Sabila's Oraculum card as a tarot, as an oracle card at the end of the reading. So let me turn the camera around and we'll get started with the reading. This will be a 9-card spread. And I want to thank you guys for being patient. Especially since I had my stroke, gardening is very difficult. But I get out and I do it anyway. I cannot do gardening. I couldn't live without it. You know? So, let's cut the deck. I hope my speech has gotten better. It comes back in little increments at a time. And sometimes I don't even realize that I'm speaking better than before I had my stroke. Okay. 9 cards down. Here we go. The Knight of Wands. The Queen of Cups. So there is the water card for Scorpio. The Five of Swords. Now that's interesting to me. Directionality is very important in tarot. I'll explain. The Queen of Swords. The Ten of Cups. The Page of Cups. The Knight of Swords. That's very interesting to me. Hold on. The Six of Pentacles. And finally, the Two of Wands. What is over the entire reading? The energy? The Emperor. I have no major arcana whatsoever in the spread. So this tells me this is on a mundane level. Had to do with everyday things, everyday life. What do I have? I have 2 Wands, 3 Swords, a Pentacle, 3 Cups, 2 Knights, and 3 and 5 court cards. So I would say this is about a family issue because the Ten of Cups has come out in the center. 2 queens, 2 queens, 2 knights. Yeah. And what I find so interesting, that there is only one card faced to the future, and that's a Queen of Swords. Everybody else is faced towards the past. So I'm thinking that maybe this is an old dispute. because everybody is looking back this way. So, the Ten of Cups. Everything is going on around the Ten of Cups. And Ten of Cups can be, it's supposed to be one of the most positive cards in the deck next to the Sun. And it stands for family happiness, family get-togethers, joyful events. Everybody has what they want or what they need. Everybody's cup is being filled. It can even herald some kind of vacation, family vacation, or trips together. But I always say that you have to, sometimes you don't need enemies when you have family. And I think this card sometimes come out and question, what does family really mean? Because the cups are in a rainbow. And rainbows are illusory. And sometimes family is not your blood kin. It can be friends and colleagues. And it's also a changing number. So usually when a 10 pops up, you see an ace pop up behind it. And here we have the Ace of Cups being held by the Page of Cups. And pages always, to me, only represent messages. But whatever the message is, it's a surprise. It evokes emotion. See the fish in the cup? Nobody expects a fish to pop out of the cup. It's a surprise. So there's that. Now, I take it there are a lot of people involved in this situation. At least 3 or maybe 5. I don't know. A lot of people here. But I don't always interpret knights and pages as people. Pages are messages, and pages, knights are more fully formed message that precedes, the message comes in and precedes an event. And everybody is turned this way. So I think I'm going to read this way. It started with a fight. I have at least 3 people in this card. It could be somebody maligning you. It could be somebody gossiping about you. It could be about a fight about somebody stole something from you that you value a lot, either a person or a thing. It's just basically talks about disputes, arguments, and perhaps family separations. Not family, just separation. Preceding a separation. That means there was a falling out. And then the Queen of Cups is all in her emotions. The Queen of Cups can be either a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, a water sign female. And even as a male, you can invoke your feminine side so you can show up like a female in the reading. So this talks about your feelings being very hurt. And then the Queen sends out a message. But the message is a rather hurried message. It evokes the thing like, the message is like scattered, quick, rapid, heated, and this precedes an event. So now I'm not sure, should I read this way or that way, because all the energy is going back this way. So I will move to the next row. So we get a fully formed message and somebody is jumping into action. They may not have thought about their actions when they did this, but nevertheless they put something into motion. And then we have the surprise news, whatever it is. But here we have the Queen of Swords, sort of like blocking everybody or everything, and she's holding up the sword of truth. And she's above the couch, so she's looking very clear-eyed at what's happening. As a profession, the Queen of Swords can be a police officer, a fireman, a soldier, a writer, a chef, a researcher, a scientist, anywhere where sharp tools and keen intellect are needed to get the job done. If this person is helping you, this is the person you want to help you. She gets a bad rap because she is known to be the divorcee queen. They say that she's mean and bitter, but I don't think she's mean and bitter. I think she's seen a lot of life and has experienced a lot of pain, and sometimes what you hear coming out of her is pain, but she tells the truth. She can also be a counselor or a mediator. And then we come here. It says that it's a 2, and 2s always represent choices, options, dualities, oppositions, where you are opposed within yourself about something. The 2 of Swords over the shoulder. Should I have done that? Should I have said that? Should I have thought that? Or should I not have thought that? Or done that? Or said that? So whether you are opposed within yourself about something or someone is actively opposing you, you're at a crossroads. And you have to make a decision. I want to say this kind of feels like a situation where a father or the patriarch of a family has made some kind of financial decision or written something that, like a will. Because here we see the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6s are always numbers of love, harmony, and balance. It represents philanthropy, giving, sharing, doing good deeds for other people. It may be that some money arrives in which you can help another person in their family. But if you look at this card, we see a person in the center who is giving all his money to one person, and the other person is begging. He's not getting anything. So the scales are not balanced in this situation. So I call this card the player card, like somebody is juggling 2 situations at once. I don't know if the father, another family has shown up because of all these people and you weren't aware of it, or maybe you were, and suddenly you have 2 groups of people fighting over resources. And then we come to the Knight of Swords. So these 5 swords, with her Sword of Truth, Ace of Swords, and another Ace of Swords, is a 7 of Swords altogether. But the Ace of Swords tells you that something is going to change. Something is about to happen, because the Aces are a great card of force and power. And this knight is sent from her court, 2 swords. You see, he's rushing to tell her something when they face each other. So again, it's another message which precedes an event. So the knights always show up to move a situation along. First, we have the Knight of Wands, who comes in at quite a gallop. See how his horse is rearing back? But things really take off when the Knight of Swords show up. See how the horse has his legs straight? The clouds are kind of diagonal. So this may be some kind of message of confusion, but definitely it's going to be a message about something happening or changing. Now, we have over here the Emperor who is the archetypal father of the tarot. So he can represent somebody's dad or grandfather, a father figure. Usually he is wealthy, maybe has a lot of property and finance. I say this because an emperor in my book is more than a king. I don't think he's dead necessarily, because I don't get the feeling. I think he has done something or said something to upset members of the family. And there's a lot of movement in the spread, especially at the end. Normally it will go this way, but everybody is faced toward the past. So that's why I think that this is a past issue. So the emperor is someone that you can go to for good advice. He usually owns lots of businesses. I look at the emperor like a philanthropist. You know, he does good deeds. Everybody knows who he is. He has a good reputation in the community. People come to him for advice. And when he gives it, it's usually good advice. But the flip side of the emperor is he can be my way or the highway, if he's in reverse. The emperor says it's about reason and logic. He represents reason and logic. And so I'm not quite sure, because I get the feeling that he is thinking that he is being reasonable and logical on one hand, but unreasonable and illogical on the other hand. So that's what the fight is all about. And see here how the cards go: a fight, a happy family, and then movement, a message coming in, and then movement, a message coming in from the past, happy family, and the decision. The fight, the queen, and the decision. The message, big message, smaller message, and a big message. And then right down the center, we have this Queen of Cups. The happy family, the home, everything, everybody gets what they want. And then a question about, is it being fair? That's what I get. Is what is happening fair? Is it balanced and equal? So I'm going to turn over all these. I got to tell you one thing. 2 queens typically mean gossip is mean. 2 knights typically mean there is a male figure that you doubt his sincerity about something. I don't know if this is true, but those are the messages. So I'm going to turn over all the court cards, and I'm going to look if, even though I don't have a major arcana in a spread, I'm going to look to see if I can get any extra messages related to the emperor. These cards related to the emperor. The 5 of Swords. Tells me nothing. The 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups. Tells me nothing. The 6 of Pentacles. Tells me nothing. And now the 2 of Wands. I think this is a pivotal card right here. The most important card. this. Listen. The Two of Wands appearing next to the Emperor is a message that opportunities are abound and opportunity is imminent. So establish yourself and set your ideas into motion. The time is fruitful. Make the most of it. Even these swords, because it's implication that there are 7 swords. Okay? Let me tell you like this. So let's say this is 7 swords. The Two of Wands with 7 swords is an indication that unnecessary disturbances over insignificant and unnecessary situations may take place very soon in the future. This message is to sort out any problems as soon as they arise. I'm just telling you, that's what is coming off the card. The Two of Wands can represent boldness, restricted freedom, and dominance from another and or separation. You may feel the need for separation in order to feel in control of your own destiny. Show strength or you may regret it. I think I'm going to pull cards on this Emperor. I don't think he's done what he's done to be mean or stingy, but you never know. I'm pulling the Kipper cards. We're going to look at the Emperor because he's outside of the spread. But he also has a lot of power over these people here. He's caused quite an upset. I always see that when there's a bunch of pointy things coming out of the cards at me. Adjudication. So a legal issue. Unexpected income. Like I said, I think he had written a will or he left some money, but it's in adjudication, or it will be. The mature man, there he is. So that's what the cards say, that there is going to be a fight or already a fight or dispute over some money or property left. I don't feel that this guy has died. I think he may be he may have changed his will in preparation to die or something like that. I feel like his 2 families fighting over the spoils. I don't know why. So let's pull a Black Dove Oracle card. I gotta tell you about the Oracle cards first. They're broken down into 3 groups. You have the core issue cards, which say that every challenge has a source, and that source is always on your mind. Thus, the core issue identifies where there is a fracture or a miscalculation in logic related to the issue or question. The second group is the projection cards, and they reflect justifications and rationalizations in your mind that are preventing you from seeing the core issue. These justifications, rationalizations are the comfortable mass of excuses that are placed on truth. that, if not removed and worked out, will eventually cause you internal suffering and quite possibly external hardship. And finally, the third group has two groups in it. The third group are action cards, and they give advice about what to do immediately next in relation to the problem. The first action card is a blue card, which relates to the suggested internal state of the mind you should foster in relation to the problem, and the red action cards, which relate to the external response to the situation. The logic being that thoughts always precede actions and therefore are causal agents that affect everything that happens afterwards. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say. Oh my God, I don't believe it. It says death. I'm trying to see it. And it's core issue card. So obviously it's some kind of miscalculation and logic. It's on page 687. I mean, yeah, 67. Ask yourself the following questions. Are you more focused are you focused on how much more you could have received instead of how much you already are receiving? Do you believe you can lose what is truly yours? Has not making peace with your mistakes prevented the best of experience from shining through? What did you learn from them? How can your wisdom practically benefit others? What would you want others to feel and learn from your interactions with them if they were the one who died or otherwise had moved on? Are there fears related to this ending that have nothing to do with the actual person, place, or things? Those are some questions that you should consider. It's a core issue. And that's what I have for you. Maybe he did pass on, or he's about to. So there you have it.